Welcome back. I told you earlier that 2 protests took place at the National Assembly. Our next report looks at these and other activities that occurred this week.
At the National Assembly, officials of the Nigerian Ports Authority appeared before the House of Representatives Committee on Ports, Harbours and Waterways to defend their 2017 budget proposal. The Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority outlined the focus of the agency with the 2017 budget.
The critical areas that require urgent attention is to expand the existing enterprise resource planning software to meet the current realities and reposition the authority to meet future economic and process challenges. In line with this, the authority's 2017 budget will be known as the Budget of Infrastructure Renewal and Revenue Expansion. The 2017 budget will be premised on huge investment on infrastructural development, technology and automation, human capacity building, safety and security of the ports environment, effective and efficient regulatory and monitoring mechanism that will engender a better economic performance. In the year 2017, an estimated total of 4,826 number of ocean-going vessels with a gross tonnage of 136.3 metric tons will call to the ports as against the 2016 figure of 5,698 number of vessels with a GRT of 160.2 million metric tons. This represents a marginal increase of 15.4%. Decrease of 15.4% and 14.9% respectively.
This committee feels that we should allow you, because somehow we appreciate some of the things you are thinking or talking about. We hope you put them through. We haven't done your budget defense. You've given us your budget. We are going to read it. If there are questions, we'll call you. And when we call you, you will come. For now, I think you are showing some focus, which we will encourage. And when we feel you are losing focus, we will also draw your attention to it.
Meanwhile, in plenary, the House considered a motion sponsored by Rep. Sam Onuigbo, urging the executive to reverse the presidential directive to scale down non-agricultural programs from the curriculum of Federal Universities of Agriculture. It accordingly mandated its Committee on Tertiary Education to investigate the federal government's directive.
The House is aware of the determination of the federal government to diversify the nation's economy through placing greater focus on agriculture, which had previously been neglected during the era of oil boom. An action that was partly responsible for the current economic malaise and recession following a drop in the price of oil. Note the presidential directive to scale down the non-core agricultural programs being offered by the Universities of Agriculture and to eventually wind down those programs, which has now led the Federal Ministry of Education and Agriculture and Rural Development to commence the move to immediately phase out the College of Management Sciences at the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, a college whose programs have received the approval of the National Universities Commission, a recognition by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, and a number of other reputable institutions and organizations. Also informed that if the implementation of the directive is not halted, the admission trauma of youth, especially those within the catchment area of the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, will be compounded, given the high number of students seeking admissions in the densely populated area, which is served by only one federal university.
And this week, the National Assembly witnessed 2 protests by different groups. On Tuesday, hundreds of protesters besieged the National Assembly, demanding the immediate reinstatement of the suspended senator representing Borno South in the Senate, Senator Aliun Dume. The protesters reportedly arrived at the National Assembly on Tuesday morning with placards bearing inscriptions criticizing the decision by the Senate to suspend the senator.
Why the National Assembly to suspend Dume? They want to tell us that we don't have representation for the past 6 months. There's no place in this country where a legislator will be suspended for more than 14 days. It's there in the Constitution. We saw no reason why Saraki must go. He knows what Ndume did to him before he became the Senate president. So you mean with Ndume is a very peaceful person, is a very humble person, he represents a very good... Look, Saraki has 6 local governments. Ndume has 9 local governments to represent. This chamber cannot stay for more than 6 months without Ndume representing.
We are talking about corruption in the country. We Nigerian youth, we have to put our hands together and support the anti-corruption. Corruption is not just all about money. What the National Assembly did is corruption. So we are totally against it. The suspension of Ndume, the suspension of Ndume does not follow due process. The man did not commit any crime. And the leadership of the APC have to wake up from their slumber.
The other protests, led by different groups, called on Nigerians to protect the National Assembly, as according to them, there is evidence that democracy is under threat in Nigeria. Some senators came out to meet the groups and promised to inform the leadership of the National Assembly of the group's demand.
We've seen attacks on the institution of the judiciary. We've seen the disobedience of valid court orders and court judgment. We've seen the weaponization of hunger in Nigeria. Now we are also seeing another attempt by some people, the agents of the Praetorian Guards, and some political guards, that they want to undermine the institution of the National Assembly. While as a people, we believe in the transparency and accountability of the National Assembly, however, we will not allow some individuals to undermine the independence and institution of National Assembly. The National Assembly represents the interests of majority of Nigerians, and if not all Nigerians. And that is why we are here today, because if we have every cause to return again, we will return. Our concern is that the institution of the National Assembly must not be undermined. If the executive has any issue against the National Assembly, the third arm is there, which is the court of law, for you to settle this.
We have listened to all that has been said. No to killing of legislature. And there is no way, nobody, I repeat, can kill the legislature.
Yes. Amen.
And this move you have made this morning, I'm saying that is the right step in the right direction.
Thank you. Thank you. Greatest Bossa for Senator. Bossa!
I'm saying this because if anything goes wrong with this country, we are the one you can hold responsible.
Yes.
And if we are the one to be held responsible, we must be ready to stand tall against any issues, against anything that will happen as far as this country is concerned.
Absolutely.
So once more, I want to thank you very much for coming on behalf of the leadership of the National Assembly, and for all that has been said will be communicated to the leadership, and we will let them know that Nigerians are solidly behind us, Nigerians are with us in all our doings and what we are doing, and that we will not let you down.
Yes, some committees are still meeting with ministries, departments and agencies, conducting budget defense sessions on the 2017 appropriation bill. Well, that means the National Assembly is still working on that document, and it may not be ready soon. At the end of the week, the spokesman of the House, Representative Abdul Razak Namdas, speaking with journalists, said he is optimistic that all legislative work on the 2017 appropriation bill will be concluded as soon as the National Assembly resumes from its Easter break. We'll be optimistic too, and we'll look forward to that time. So, what is your view of the decisions reached and some of the positions taken by your representatives? Well, our addresses are on the screen. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for staying with me. Till next time, I'm Lanre Lasese. Take care.